Ahoj lidi, vítám vás na kanále PixelGames. Já jsem teda v tom hostinci teďka. Já myslím, že můžeme pokračovat. Já nevím, jestli se slyšíte ty hospodský žvásty. Ale já tam v tom slyším češtinu. Nemůžu si pomoct, já slyším češtinu. Počkej, podíváme se, co tady máme za misi, za úkolek. Jo, musím se setkat s tím farářem, už si vzpomínám. V minulém díle jsme teda zabili ty lapky, doufám, že se vám ten díl líbil, protože já jsem si s ním fakt dal hodně práce, už jenom kvůli tomu, že jsem tady bloudil po tým lese jak blázen. To je dobrý, jak slyším ty české řeči. Tak čau. Tak co?
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Taunberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovno. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
You think I'm too young for the job, Father?
I do, to tell the truth.
Well, I can only apologise for my lack of grey hair and gout.
Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyel? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Good harvest.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
you're just making excuses. The people who say the church is corrupt are right. You don't care about anyone, only your own comfort.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really sorry. You've no idea how wrong you are.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive fur, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
One ale, please. One ale.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Na co ty lidi narážejí, jestli ho neupálí? Vždyť my víme, jak to dopadlo.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
No, ty je problém. Kalit? Nebo se na to vykašlat? Kalit? nebo se na to vykašlat? Kalit.
That sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Dosáhl jste nové úrovně v pijáctví. Ježišmarja.
Přišla bída, mora, hlad, to neustojí žádnej chlap. Na kraj padnul děsej smutek, kdo měl nohy ráno utek, děti v mouženský mají sad, kdo včera žil, dneska je prach. Už se jí bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejt v jejich kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si umí jako poslední den. Budeme se bavit, ano ráda slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra je tu soudnej den. Tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět. Enough of this! Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh, you looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Já se mám pravdu, že jsem vylitý jak žok, jo?
Have you? Giving up already?
No tak. Tak pojď, útoč. To čumíš, veď? Tak pojď, zaútoč. Tak. Tu teď jsem dostal. Tak. To si nedal. To si nedal. Jo, aha. Já jsem nalitej.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry.
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
Já jsem byl nalitej.
What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears.
Můžu k tobě?
Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a
Počkej.
balloon.
Co, můžu k tobě, jo?
What is it?
Jo, asi můžu.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Z toho bude průser.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
Oh, mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
No. Proč jsem polonahej? Halo? Já nechci být polonahej. Ty jsi nějaký jetej, ne, faráři, co? Tak to už jsem střízlivý. No, tak to byl teda povedený večer. Nejdřív jsme chlastali, pak jsme zvonili na zvon, pak jsme si užívali s farářem, ty vado, který byl nalitý jak dročka. A teď už budeme konečně střízliví, co?
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell.
Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Wait, before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
To je normálně vydírání tohle. Pytle.
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
We'll never get away with it.
Not if you make a hash of it.
Well, all right. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubos.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Tak to jsem v koze. Čekal, já bych se asi měl nejdřív oblíknout, asi ne? Já nejsem oblečený. To nevadí. Já nemám oblečení, teď já tam půjdu zašaškat v nějakých hadrech. No, to bude zajímavý tohle.
Never show up.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait. Look at him. Mother of God. Any minute now he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So Henry, you may begin.
Curious which one will cue first.
No, ale to v řiti, protože já si nepamatuju, jak to bylo. Zahájit kázání. Sebevědomí.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, enemies, injustice, hunger and chaos, failed harvests, fires, floods and other catastrophes. And it is all due to the corrupt servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money, and they sell indulgences, and that's bad. Because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
What sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines, even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
Hear my words then. The church is corrupt, and her servants seek their own gain more than the salvation of your souls. A priest who fornicates and indulges in gluttony and intoxication is no priest at all. You would do better to be your own priests, each and every one of you, for you have no need for such Pharisees and hypocrites to attain salvation.
Yes, down with the hypocrites! Down with Godwin!
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Co mi asi moc nepovedlo.
Have you no shame, you pair of buffoons? I'll be writing to the bishop of this. For shame.
Utterly blasphemous.
Can you believe such behavior? For men of the cloth to get drunk.
To jsem asi posral.
So, is our deal still on?
Are you pulling my fucking pizzle? I couldn't have done worse myself if I'd puked on the altar.
Well, I'm no preacher.
Yeah, I noticed. And I wasn't the only one.
You can't be serious. After all that.
All what? All you making a complete hash of my sermon? You were supposed to help, not get me into even more trouble. Now I'll have the bishop on my back, and all the villagers. Just leave, I need to pull myself together.
And what am I supposed to do?
Find someone else to help you.
Kámo, tak já ti tady pomáhám, ty vole, Kalim s tebou, že je mi špatně ještě teď. No. Koho já tady teď budu otravovat? Jsme tady vesničana.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you? No, I care. Ask.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a strange one. Always drinking, bad-tempered. Lord knows how he made a living. Well, maybe now I've got an idea or two.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately, not even in the tavern. Not until yesterday in church, as it happens.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait, are you saying he... Jesus.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
I really don't know. As far as I know, he had no kin. I never saw him with anyone.
That's all. Thank you.
Tak ano, jdeme dál. Musíme si najít svoje oblečení. Mě by zajímalo, kdo bych měl mít svoje oblečení. Počkej, podíváme se na questiky. Inventář. Já mám rozbitou. Tak. Jo, buď můžu mít tu ten prsten, anebo tu ten. Ještě zbraně. Takže lůč tam určitě dáme. Luk tam dáme. Střep tam dáme. A ještě bych tady měl mít ten. Tady to. Šípy. Lovecký, průbojný lepší. Třeba tu ten. A tohle to je ostruha. Ostruhy nemám. Když se nám tohle vrátí do normálu. Tady mám... Můžu... Hrobař. Čekej, kde já si zvětšuju ty... Boj? Jo, jasný. Jeden perkový bod. Rezavé ostří. A tohle... Jo, to se mi líbí. Je. Počkej, já jsem ještě neskončil. Obrana. Jo, tady to ještě nemůžu. Mám tohle, ničitel zbraní. A tady... seknutí, bodnutí. A tady to... Omráčení. Místo přirozeného útoku zprava zaučíš. Obličej zbraň otočíš kolem jeho zbraně a tupým koncem ho rychle udeříš. Máš-li štít, využiješ úderu hranu. Dobrý, to se mi líbí. Tak, to je všechno. Jo, tady na lovu můžem taky. Kli. A co s tím, ty koželuch? Já to ještě nemůžu. Takže takhle. Pijáctví. Já se chci podívat, tam co to je. To jo. Na to je... Ale jo, tohle je dobrý, to beru. To je všechno. Já ještě můžu tady ve vlastnostech. Vzdělanec. Nechci. To chce. Jo, ale to nemůžu, aha. Můžu jenom tohleto, jasný. Asketa. A jde. Tulák. Jo, to chce. Tak, ještě tady mám jeden bod. Mužné pyžmo. No. Tak jo. Co tady máme dál? Síla. Proč se mi to hned otevře? Ti ubírá 30% staminy, to je dobrý, to chce. To chci taky. To bych mohl, ale vydrž. No, to by nebylo špatný. Jo, to chce. Tak. To pytla, já jsem to ještě neto. Tak, ještě tady máme u obratnosti. Jako pírko. Jo, to chci. U vitality. Běháš pomaly, ale o to déle. To ne. Jo, takže buď můžu rychleji zběžet za menší staminu, nebo pomaly zběžet za další staminu. Že my si dáme tohle, aby jsme zbytečně nekrváceli. A ještě výřečnost. Ne, poslední. Dostaneš ještě jednu šanci na novou cenu. Zvyšuje tu výřečnost o 3 při rozhovorech s urozenými a bohatými lidmi. Nemůžeš mít zároveň perk neurozený. Jasný, takže jdem do urozenýho. Tak. Už je všechno. Jo, to už vypadá, že je všechno. Dobroš. Dobrá, tak jdeme dál. Takže co my teď máme ještě tady teda ještě, já zajdu do hospody. To je tady hospodáčky. Kdy pak máme knajpičku tady. Hostinec s ubytováním, jo. Takže já musím tady dolů. Ne. Ticho buď. Jdem se do hospody zeptat a uvidíme. Tak. Spodský. Tak pojď, jdem si promluvit, kamaráde.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Nothing out of the ordinary, praise God.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but Ask all you want.
Ty mi vlastně nic neřekneš, veď? Takže to, tak co my uděláme, no? Koupit noslech už nechci a my musíme teda zjistit, co se to děje.
I'll come in the name of Sahanish of Leipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time. And then yesterday, he turned up at the church and
Jenomže farář mi nic neřekne, no.
Probably had a bad conscience.
Farář je nějaký dost odmítavý, nevím proč.
Was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you. Dobře,
jdeme dál. Komu bychom mohli říct? Zkusíme ještě jednou toho faráře, když on nás asi pošle do hajzlu. Pak ho máme, faráře jednoho božralýho. Jo, tady asi úplně nesmím. Tady nic není, no to je jedno. Takže tady farář není. Tady je farář, no zkusíme ještě. Jestli s námi ještě bude jednou mluvit.
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practice with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
Aww.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Ujet's women to witchery.
A děte.
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in childbirth, or burning incense in bedrooms to help with sleep, then nothing at all. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things go into those concoctions. I'd hate to see her poison some poor gullible lass.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witchcraft. If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you can and deal with it.
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods.
Tak jo. Takže mám mít. A to nejsou hlavní úkoly, ne? No jasný, to není hlavní úkol. Já potřebuju kulhavýho Luboše. Já potřebuji zjistit o kulhavém Lubošovi něco.
You live here?
Of course.
I mean here, in the presbytery.
Yeah, right here.
In the presbytery? With the parish priest?
Yes. What's the matter? Don't you like me?
Yes, of course I like you.
So why are you surprised Godwin likes me too?
I'm not. I mean, I see. I think.
God bless.
No, ty jsi mi to moc neřekla. Ještě zkusíme tady tu slečnu. My o tom kulhavcovi něco zjistíme.
Hey, look out!
No, ty mi
I've
to
come in the
moc
name of
neřekneš.
I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Ale tebe už jsem se ptal, víc s tebou mluvit nechci. My potřebujeme... Ale ty vypadáš jako, že bys něco mohl vědět. Obchodníci vždycky ví hodně.
Good day to you.
Ach jo, já ty potřebuji s někým mluvit a ze všema už jsem mluvil. Se všema už jsem mluvil a teďka tady úplně nikdo není. Hele, zajdem do hospody, tam se vždycky dá s někým pokecat. V hospodě se dá vždycky s někým pokecat. Ty vypadá, že bys mohl být chytrej a rozumnej. Čau chlapi. Hospodský, ale s tebou už jsem mluvil. S tebou už jsem mluvil, já potřebuji mluvit s ním, s vesničanem.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof.
S tebou jsem taky mluvil asi.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like...
Jasně, s tebou jsem taky mluvil. S tebou už taky nechci mluvit. Jako to tady bylí 20 lidí do prčic. Ale tamhle ten vypadá, že jsem s ním ještě nemluvil. Máš takový vtipný klobouk. Tak ukaž.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through.
Damn!
Asi sednout a číst, jo. Tak budeme číst, no. Jednoho dne cudný cože? Ezdlák. Jo, takhle, on to jako... Jo, to je jako, že to čte on a... Každý další den. Vycházu se. Co teď? Mám si to vzít jako, nebo? Mám si to vzít z toho stolu, nebo mám... Jo. Můžu vstát, dobře. Sice moje čtení není tak superový, ale tak why not. Podívejme se, kolik máme nasycenost. 88, takže se najíme. Tak. Zeptám se, jestli teda můžeme...
I've read the book. Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
No.
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage. Jesus!
Dobrá, no. Kde je tam ten? Hej, Jesus a už tady není. Jesus sem taky chodíš jako číst, jo? Kde je ta knížka, prosím tě? Jo, tady? Ne.
Hey, watch it!
Drž. Tohle nechci, to už jsem si četl. On říkal, že ta kniha je tady někde. Jsem už asi nemůžu, ne? Jasně, jsem už nemůžu. Jo, otevřít. Počkej, já si musím podívat, co mám udělat. Přišel čas, aby se naučil číst. Přečti si latinský text. Ačko. Jo. Tady to bude ono, ne? Číst. Latinský neumím, no ale tak přečet jsem si to, ale... Přečet jsem si to, je mi to k prdu. Takže jsem to přečet a teď mi řekni...
I read the page.
So tell me, Discipule, what's written there?
Tady to.
Nullus est liber tam malus. Non lique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations.
Já jo. Ani nevím, co tam bylo napsané.
Right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Tak počkej, získal jsem tohle, tak si tady dáme, kde to je, tady dovednosti, čtení, všechny knihy jsou při nákupu levnější, při čtení se ti zvyšuje únava a hlad jen poloviční rychlosti. Tohle si vezmu. Tak, děkuji. To jsme si tady teda dali jeden takový vedlejší úkol. Teďka skočíme ven, jestli tady bude někde kádě, aby jsme se opláchli. Počkej, s tebou bych potřeboval mluvit.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Potřeboval bych něco o Lubošovi, no ale většinou ty lidi moc neví. Co je tady voda je, tak já se umyju. Tak. Ještě se podíváme. Jo, ještě pořád mám opici. Počkej, jak jsme na tom s jídlem? 112. Odpočatost, no tak si půjdeme lehnout na chvíli. Počkej, já zajdu do hospody tady. A budu si pronajmout nocleh na chvíli. Já si půjdu na chvíli zdřímnout. Počkej. Půjdeme si na chvíli drcnout, aby jsme... Jo, ale já sem nemůžu, aha. Dobrá. Já sem teda nemůžu, to znamená, že... Hospodský... Ticho buď. Koupit nocleh.
Certainly.
Kolik budeš chtít?
Just the one night.
Sure, but let's see your coin first. These are harsh times.
Kolik chceš? 2, jo. Asi 2.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud it is.
Tak jo.
Where do I go to sleep?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft. Your bed's ready there and a trunk for your belongings.
Okay.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Nothing out of the ordinary, praise God.
Okay, tak já se jdu vyspat teďka, nebo vyspat. Trochu na chvíli lehnout. Tak, já si tady chvilku odpočinu. Dáme spát. Kolik je? Tak. Tak a až se teďka zbudím, tak se s vámi teda rozloučím, protože už máme teda hodinku za sebou a je čas skončit. Tak, už budeme vyspinkaný. Akorát teda bude večer, takže pak sem přijdeme si lehnout na večer. Tak jo, takhle se tady s vámi rozloučím. Doufám, že se vám díl líbil. Jestli jo, určitě ho nezapomeňte ohodnotit lajkem. Jestli chcete vědět víc o naší tvorbě, tak si určitě dejte odběr. Popřípadě naše videa sdílejte, ať si to dostane k co nejvíce lidem. Takže my se uvidíme příště. Mějte se hezky, zatím čau.